Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a first impression review slash demo slash let's try it together, the KKW beauty products. So I ended up buying everything individually on her website. I got the concealer, the baking powder, the brightening powder, and I got a backup for the baking powder because I wasn't sure which shade to get. So I ended up getting shade number 1 and number 2. But you can buy everything in a kit on her website for $80. It includes the concealer, the baking powder, the brightening powder, and 2 brushes. Or you can also buy everything individually for $18 a piece. And that's what I did. I bought 4 products and the total was about $80. Let's talk about the packaging because I actually really do like it. It kind of gives me like acrylic makeup organizer vibes and I'm here for it because I love having that like on display on my vanity. I think it looks so pretty. It's very sleek as well. In comparison to like your typical makeup products, I do feel like this is less than what you get for like a Laura Mercier translucent powder, but this is $18, so you do want to keep that in mind. Aside from that, I actually don't have any problems with the packaging itself. It's not messy. It did open up pretty easily, and I like that you can see the color of the concealer and the powders as well. I will link the prices to everything in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. And just a quick disclaimer, I did buy this with my own money. I always tell you guys if something works, if something doesn't work, if I recommend it or if I don't. It is just a beauty channel. You know, we're going to be trying a lot of different things here. So anyways, with that being said, if you guys want to see the KKW beauty products in action, then just keep watching. So let's get started. I just finished putting on my primer, my moisturizer, and my foundation. If you're wondering what I have on my face, I will link everything in the description box below. I ended up buying the products the day they came out on the website, and I ended up getting the concealer, 2 baking powders, and a brightening powder. The concealer, I was able to get shade number 6. I initially wanted number 5, but I'm glad that I got number 6 because I feel like 5 would have been a little bit too light for my skin tone. In comparison to the Shape Tape, you are getting less product in the KKW, but this one is $18 and I believe this one is about $28. I'm gonna go ahead and start applying this under my eyes. I have not used it on my face yet, so I'm actually really excited to use it under my eyes. And I'm just gonna do what I normally do under my eyes, which is a V shape, and then bring it a little bit further out just to make sure that I highlight my face. It does feel like it has a thick consistency. I also want to highlight the center of my forehead, a little bit down the bridge of my nose, and on my chin. Actually, the color looks really good. So I'm going to take my sponge and I'm just going to blend that in. This is what I would normally use for any concealer, so I want to make sure I use the products that I use on an everyday basis. Oh, it's blending really nice under the eyes. And I do have a little situation on the center of my forehead. So let's see if it covered it up. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, that actually looks really nice. I think I got an allergic reaction to a skincare product. So this side of my face is just like, ah! So first impression on the concealer, I like it. It blended out really nicely under the eyes. The only issue that I have is that I feel like it's still showing a little bit of my dark circles. So I'm going to go back in with the concealer and I'm going to apply just a tiny bit inner parts of my under eyes to see if that's going to help with the dark circles. So adding the second layer to the inner parts of my eyes did help. I feel like it's a lot brighter and you can't see it as much as you did before. So the concealer looks really good. I'm going to go in with the baking powder now, and I don't know which one I'm going to use. I have number 1 and I have shade number 2. Number 1 has a yellow undertone and number 2 has a pink undertone. So I think I'm going to use number 2 because the brightening powder that I have is number 2. So I feel like it'll just, you know, go all together. And I do appreciate the fact that she sells everything individually now. So it's great if you don't want to buy the highlighting powder or you don't want to buy the brightening powder, you can just buy the concealer by itself. And that's what I did. I ended up buying everything individually and I did pay about $80 for the 4 products. So this is what the powder looks like. I'm going to do a close-up so you guys can see it. I want to touch it to see what it feels like. Ooh, oh wow, that's soft. That's actually really soft. So I'm gonna dip in my sponge and I'm going to place this right under my eyes. So this is what the powder looks like. I feel like it looks a little bit too dry under my eyes and it kind of settled under my fine lines. So I want to try and go in with the brightening powder to see if it's going to help. I'm using the shade number 2. Oh, let's open it. So my powder actually came a little bit broken. So I mean, I can still use it. That's not a big deal. I'm going in with the brightening powder and I'm going to use shade number 2. I never really do this step. I'm going to take a angled brush like this and I'm just going to dip it in and apply this under the eyes. And this powder does have a pink undertone, which I normally don't even use pink undertones, but we shall see. Do you guys think that you can see a little bit of my dark circles on this side? Because after I put the brightening powder, you can't see it at all on this side. Let's try it on this side. High key, I am loving this last step. It definitely changed the under eye, like in general, like completely. You guys, this has to be my favorite step out of everything I used today because it just melted into my skin with the baking powder. It brightened the under eye, and I feel like before I applied this powder, you were able to see a little bit of a shadow under my eyes, but you can't see that anymore. I like it. The formula is really thin as well, so it doesn't feel like you're applying anything under the eye, but it's there obviously because it looks so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and contour and bronze and blush and highlight and do the whole shebang bang, and then I'll come back and give you guys my overall thoughts about the products. Much done with the entire face. I feel like I look so glam and ready to go right now, even though I'm wearing like sweats right now, typical filming outfit. Let's do a little breakdown of the 3 products because even though you can buy this individually, I would recommend buying the 3 steps because overall they just worked so well together. Like when I first put the concealer on, I was like, oh, this looks nice. It brightened my under eye. I did have to go in with a second layer so that it can cover my under eye circles, but it did the job. And then when I put the baking powder on top, that's when I was like, oh, I'm not really sure how I feel about this because it did dry up my under eye. Nothing intense though, but when I put that brightening powder on top, I was so blown away because it did make such a huge difference. It kind of softened the under eye part as well, and it blended so well with the baking powder. So overall, I love how it looks. I mean, you can see it on camera. It looks great. I'm gonna do a close-up so you guys can see what it looks like on my skin. In person, it looks beautiful as well. My only concern with these products are the color selection. I feel like she can do a lot better with bringing darker shades and lighter shades into the collection. So overall, I would recommend it. You guys, I would tell you, don't waste your money if I don't think it's worth it, but I honestly do really like this. Even if you wanted to buy the brightening powder to use with your own baking powder and concealer, I highly recommend it. That's probably my favorite thing in the entire collection. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what other products you want me to review here on my channel. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next one very soon. Bye.